All right. Well, good morning again. This is the Yes Way Jose program. And, of course, it's Jose. Good morning, Travis.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Do you want to start off with just giving the email address for our fine podcast program?
It's yeswayjosemail@gmail.com.
You know, it sounds okay with you saying that, but without your partner in crime,
It doesn't sound. It's not the same.
That harmony.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah. So he's fired for today, right?
Yeah. For
Okay,
today.
Good.
Yeah.
Because no show, no call. I think is that how we work this program?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And then we're going to dock his
I even
pay.
texted him this morning. I text him a lot of times, and I wake him up. I end up waking him up. He wasn't waking up this morning.
Wow. So that's a no show, no call. Okay. I think we can do it. I think we can still handle this program. We'll be
all right.
Good morning, everybody. We're glad to have you again on the Yes Way Jose program. We were trying to keep timetables of when these programs are going to come out. We think we've got a pretty good. This is
we got way ahead.
We got way ahead. See, we're proactive here at the podcast. We want to make sure that we always have programs to show you every week and listen to about what's going on in our community. But we think.
This is somewhere second half, I believe.
Of February?
Don't quote me. Of February, maybe beginning of March, somewhere.
Okay,
in there.
all right. Well. Anyway, we always have good guests out here, and we've got a returning guest who's one of my favorite people, but I don't like to tell her that too much. She gets kind of carried away with that thought. I don't want to do that. But anyway, so good morning again. We are actually going to make sure that people know this as we. Going into these episodes, weather's going to be a condition for us, right? This first part of the first 3 months of the year, we're worried about ice and snow. So when we give this podcast out, please, if you hear this on this podcast, just be careful when we have bad weather. Whether is it really right to get out? Be careful with it there. Some of the rolling hills going to 44 West.
Yeah.
Some of that area could be.
44 Hill. Yeah. Well, 44 Hill usually is okay. Because I've noticed they spend more time on that one because that's like the main artery. But some of those back hills, you're just stuck at your house.
Yeah, that's right. Stay at your house. Be safe. We don't want anybody to get hurt out there. But anyway, good morning to you. We actually, our guest today is going to be a person who does a lot for the city of Shepherdsville. And so good morning, Miss Amber Odle.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah. Did we have to wake her up for the program?
I don't know. Did you?
Do we have to wake her up? I think I had to call her twice.
Is that two people we had to wake up?
Get up. You're on the program today. Get up.
I was 10 minutes early today.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That we need documentation of that. No, all kidding aside. This is what Amber and I do. We have a great time. We've got 2 years together of doing some wonderful things in our community. And so I want to let her talk a little bit about this year. It's going to be a lot of the same activities we had the first couple of years. But what we like about it and what we've emphasized on this program is there's a new contagion. It's called Shepherdsville Pride. Mm-hmm. We talked a little bit about that in different times, and I always bring up the Aquatic Center. First time.
Yeah.
There'll be more times that I'll bring it up. But I think it's important for people to get excited about what's going on in our community. So, Amber, let's just start out with this year. We sat down yesterday, put a schedule together. So talk a little bit about what's going to happen all year long, and we'll kind of interject some thoughts because, I like to talk.
No, he won't interject. He won't interject.
I will. I like to do that.
Some people call that interrupting.
Yes.
No, it's interjecting some thoughts. I'm going to miss you, Travis, when you're gone. All right, no way. It's all good stuff. Anyway, Amber, good morning, and tell us a little bit about what we got planned for 2025.
We have lots planned. Excited about this coming year. First up in April, we have the second annual Wine, Whiskey, and Ale Fest.
That was amazing.
We had a great turnout last year. So be marking your calendars for the 26th of April. We will definitely have everybody that's on the Bourbon Trail with the tourism. Also, we will be adding Adam Kelty, the Salt River Brewing.
Beer.
Oh, yeah. We've had him in here.
Beer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's what he did for the whole podcast when he was here.
we have beer, whiskey, wine, and ale.
I was like,
whiskey, wine,
pizza
and beer.
too.
Yeah.
And pizza. Yeah, and the pickles on the pizza. All right. I'm sorry.
Yes. So he will be added. And then also we will definitely have the food trucks and live music like we did last year. So I'm excited about that. And then in May, we will have our first food truck invasion of the year. So that always goes over well. And then June starts a big month for us for the farmers market. Oh. So I'm excited to get all the vendors back out there, looking for produce vendors and bakers and egg vendors. So
gotta have eggs, man. I love eggs. Yeah. Fresh eggs.
My chickens aren't laying as many eggs.
Come
right
on,
now.
get those chickens busy.
Winter.
I don't care what
time of the year. They go by sunlight. Did you know that?
Listen, I need eggs.
I agree.
Get those chickens going.
But did you know that they go by sunlight? They need so many hours of sunlight a day to lay eggs.
Can you use artificial light?
Yeah, you can. Some people rig it up where they got like UV lights. And
they gotta have
stuff.
some. I mean, We need eggs, local eggs. And again, on the farmers market, the biggest piece that I liked about I just like meeting some of the folks and hearing their stories. That's kind of a fun thing. We did some podcasts out there, right? It was kind of fun. So I'm looking forward to that piece. And then from the farmers market.
Well, along with the farmers market, I am looking for spotlights. So each year we try to do spotlight every Saturday to recognize a business in the community.
Okay.
So if anybody local wants to come out and set up for a Saturday, it's free for them to come out and share their business with
you got some traffic that you have at farmers market, but you get a chance to be out there that people can at least see what is it that you want to offer. And it's local. I mean, everybody's about local. We are that, right? And so that's going to be good. A spotlight. We'll have some fun with that.
And then we'll definitely have try to have a food truck represent a food truck different each Saturday as well to give the extra food for that morning. And
we've decided that I will not be singing at farmers markets.
That's probably for the best.
I think so.
I don't know. I've never heard you sing.
You don't want to hear it.
Okay.
It sounds like a stepping on a cat. Okay. And I'm not stepping on cats. Not that I know about.
I can't imagine you getting that high of a pitch.
Well, no, it's like more of a screech.
More of a stepping on a dog.
Yeah. Well, just stepping on any kind of animal, probably.
It's kicking a dog.
Yes. We don't kick dogs and we don't step on cats.
I'm not saying we do. I'm just saying you sound like one.
We are animal lovers. We do not do that to animals. Anyway, so we have the farmers market. We move into
Bullet Blast in July. So it is going to be just one day this year since the 4th falls on a Friday. We decided to take it down to one day this year. But it, nonetheless, it's still going to be wonderful with the free rides.
Free rides. I want to make sure everybody understands it because it was a really big thing that we did last year. And we got so many really good comments from families, just appreciating that they can enjoy an event like that, celebrate our country, fireworks and all the stuff, music, all the food and drink and beer. But it was a fun time. And when I was talking to folks, I know Amber and I talked a little bit about this, people really appreciate that we were able to do something, finance and fund an event like this with little cost to the families, that they could spend their money on the vendors, the food trucks, and some of the things we had out there.
Yeah, try going to the state fair and
that's like taking a loan out of the bank.
Rides, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but it was great to have it, and I think people really appreciate that. So it was a fun time, and it was packed in there from the pavilion back towards Plum. It was wall to wall in there. We had a great turnout, and it was fun for the folks. And we just wanted to say thank you to the family. So that's going to be a great time. And one of the reasons I think people don't understand why we went to one day is because the Friday that we always utilized there was a very tough day because people still worked.
Yeah.
Unless it was the 4th, in this case it is, people have their own picnics and stuff that we wanted them to have the family time there and then come out and enjoy a good Saturday with us. But really, the one day is probably the way we're going to move forward with it. It's going to be a great day to celebrate, but it's where you can plan. It will be busy. We'll have all the accommodations, but we love it busy because it really shows that the community's coming together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good stuff. So we got the 4th of July. We get through that piece, and we've got the Mayor's Walk in that, Miss.
So we had the Mayor's Walk May. Towards the end of May, we're going to have the color walk. So lots of color.
Yeah, that's going to be great. That'll be fun. I get a lot of chalk all over me. I mean, I get chalk on my toes. I'm not complaining.
Chalk in places you didn't know you had.
I didn't know. That's the mayor. Let's get him with some chalk. We've got a year's supply. Let's go for it.
Yeah, you've got to be the number one target.
No kidding. I mean, the number one target on this thing. But hey, listen, we have fun, and it's her son and some of the other kids have fun just chalking. The mayor.
Of course, yeah.
So we will be looking for sponsors as well again this year. Last year, I believe we had 25 sponsors. So what that entails is they get to set up a booth and do color for the participants that walk by.
Oh, that's going to be
it's
so
a way
exciting.
To advertise their business as well.
More booths to get the mayor with chalk. Did I get some sparkles too or something like that?
You did.
Yeah, I was cute with the sparkles. I look so pretty.
You should have. I don't think you got a glitter tattoo, but Blue Mine was doing glitter tattoos.
I can't. I'm going to get a
you should have got a Mike Tyson.
Yeah, get that that'd be wonderful. Did you see the mayor today? I don't know. Maybe he had beer. Anyway, we're gonna have fun. It's a really fun time. The biggest part about Mayor's Walks, we just want people to get out and walk. And we've got a park that we want to start showing off. Yeah. It's really the things that we're doing in the park now. And Amber and I have talked a lot about what we're trying to do. We're going to have construction on this is probably a public service announcement, is that the Frankie Simon side of the park will be shut down for about 6 months. So when you're listening to this podcast, tell your friends and family that you're going to see construction. We have a stormwater line that's coming in. We're working on the playground, splash pad, everything that's going to be on that side of the park. It's going to be shut down. So The other piece of the park on the Buckman side will be utilized for a lot of things in this year coming, but it's exciting things. There's reasons why we're doing this. But I think what we're doing in the park, the aesthetics that we're doing in there, we're putting a 5K in there. So that's going to be a part of that. We're going to walk down towards the river. It's got a great view of the river now.
Yeah.
So we're excited. I think that the park has been undervalued. People do really enjoy it, but there's going to be more to enjoy. And just being out there, we want to encourage people to get out and walk a little bit. Just enjoy the natural. Get out there and get some sunlight, right? Get some sunlight,
right. Yeah, vitamin D.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, we got the Mayor's Walk. Then we get past the 4th of July with our City Fair Bullet Blast. We are moving into August, which we are...
pretty low in August. Kids are going back to school. Yeah,
it's too hot. Just stay inside.
Kids are getting back in the swing of going to school and stuff. So August we don't have that much. We get into September, and we are going to partner with Adam Kelty on an Oktoberfest.
Let me say it.
/ food. Yeah,
there you go.
Food truck invasion. So
beer. Is there an echo?
It's like a reflex.
beer. No, it's all good. I love Adam and Salt River. I'm so glad that we have people that want to invest in our community. Maybe that's but then he has beer. Anyway, so now we got that going on, food truck invasion and all that fun stuff, and then we go into October. Is that correct? Am I missing anything in September? I think we're good, right?
No, I think we're good.
All right, October, we got...
I'm just surprised she has all this memorized.
Oh, no, we kind of...
Yeah, you must have to think about this a lot.
This is what she does. She is the community planner.
Yeah. And, you don't ever stop planning.
Right, yeah.
People will say, during the winter months, you must take off. And I'm like, no, I never take off.
Right, yeah, you're getting the next year's stuff ready.
You have to always be ahead of the game. So you're always planning, always thinking of what new you can add to the schedule, and you always have to be available. So
let's finish up the schedule. I want to add something to just this community planner position. I think people really I want them to hear about what we do, because there's a lot of inside baseball that people really don't pay attention to, that we sit here in City Hall and really try to plan the best events for this community.
I mean, these things don't just happen.
I mean, no, and the light up Shepherdsville we're going to talk about. But anyway, so in September we finish up with the food truck, and then in October
we have
18th is the Spooktacular.
The Spectacular,
which is something that, and I want to make sure, I'm sorry about this, but I want to make sure we put it on our calendar, and it's going to be something that's going to be done as an activity for the city. The city itself is not going to put this on, but we support it. We want to make sure that my community planner, Miss Amber Odle, is out there putting things for you to know what's going on in the community. So even though we may not sponsor some of the events in the city, we want to make sure we are partners with tourism on the Whiskey, Wine, and Ale, but we want people to know what's going on in your city. We want to put it on our website, and she puts it on all the different social media pages.
Yeah, so you do a really good job with that. I see all the stuff
Please
that's
don't do
happening.
That, because when the podcast's over, I have to listen to that for about 15
minutes.
That's
okay. It's good. It's good for you.
No, I don't. It's every time everybody says something good about it, I have to spend 2 days having to listen to it. It's tough. Anyway, that's it. Anyway, so we have a walk. I want to talk about this.
But going back to the Spectacular.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Why do we have the Spectacular, Mayor?
Because we were originally going to do it for the programs for the schools, but we are actually going to be launching our first awareness. We'll have another event sometime next year, but it's going to be featuring the Aquatic Center and the admission for kids of lower income families to actually be able to enjoy that facility like every other kid in this community. And so what Amber and I talked about is we're going to find a partner that can be part of that program, the Spectacular program, that can actually bring people's awareness to what the Cabero Foundation is going to do, but obviously get people to say, yes, I want little Sally and little Johnny to be able to enjoy that swimming experience. But we want to tie it into rewarding kids, young kids, to understand that, when you do good things, we want to reward you. We want that value that you have for yourself. And so we're looking at different ways. We're going to put more of this together as we move into this 2025 season. But that'll be one of the things we're going to be kicking off, because from October to about another 8 months, guess what's going to open? The Aquatic Center.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you talking about the aquatic? I don't think you ever said it.
Yeah, well, maybe I didn't say it. But
so,
I think
so the funds from that are used for low-income kids to be able to go to the.
But it's going to be part of a separate thing at that event. The event itself will be you can pay for that event and enjoy. But while you're coming in, we're going to have a presentation made that while you're here, you can donate to this foundation to help kids actually enjoy the swimming experience.
Gotcha.
So, and Amber and I talked about that because we really try. We want people to know that we want to be involved as much. Just if we're informing you about the events in the community, and some things we do. I mean, the Shepherdsville Light Up and then the Winterfest that we've done, and some other things we do, the Mayor's Walks. We do them for purposeful reasons. The Mayor's Walks are just to get you out and get healthy.
Yeah.
Get out there and be aware. We got Blue Mind. We got some great partners that help us, and Franklin, Gary and his team. And so we have people that want to be a part of that, but we want to encourage people just to get out and just do a little walking. So, but with this is obviously, but thank you, Amber.
You're welcome.
I had to be nice to her, but because she did remind me of something that's very important with the Spooktacular. But then we move into October the 25th.
Is our next Mayor's Walk, but we are doing a Halloween walk. So you have to.
My wife loves Halloween, by the way.
Yes, when you want to participate, yes, you have to wear your Halloween costume, and we are going to have some special awards given to most original, scariest, and funniest.
I'll be funny. I'm going for funny.
Yeah,
I'm going for funny. I got to think about it. I got so many cool costumes, but I like the ones I have.
I'll have to think about it because you won't tell anybody what you won't tell anybody. He never tells anybody.
It's top secret. Does. It's top secret stuff here about my Halloween costumes. Okay, because it's important for people to know. You'll know when you need to know.
And that's the day of.
The day of. All right, but no, it's gonna be fun. My wife loves Halloween, but I have found out that a lot of our community loves Halloween.
Yeah,
and it's a fun time to just joke and be part of our community. We had a block party when we had Salt River behind the building there at Joby Hall and Buckman. And what we saw with that, and what we see with even the Spooktacular, is people just come together. We're having a fun time together. Yeah. And our communities never really had that. I think we need to be honest with ourselves. Up until 2 years ago, we started building these kind of community events. And that's what I want to talk about after she finishes up. We have the 2 events in December. You want to talk about those first before I interrupt you again?
Exactly.
No, yeah.
So starting off,
he'll probably interrupt you during the.
I probably will. Vegas odds are it's at least 2-1.
So starting off in December, the first Saturday, December 6th, we will have Light Up Shepherdsville. We had a huge turnout this past year.
Yeah, I was Woody.
There you go.
That's number one.
He was Woody.
Hey, I was Woody. And you know what was really good? It was so much fun because the kids were yelling Woody. It was so cool.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the float and hey, there's Woody. I felt so special.
You should have just waited back. Andy?
For that one time.
Oh, what? For the one time?
Yeah. You felt special.
Well, so I was going to say good things about my community planner. No, but it was so much fun. And we had so many people there and lots of candy. I mean, it was just really a fun time. And it's been one of the events that I just really look forward to because it's just fun to be out there. You dress up, you have fun. I was Mayor Whoville last year and got to be
in a parade.
Yeah, and the parade was about a half a mile long.
Oh yeah,
we had 50 floats and we had over 15 vehicles. It was amazing, and people loved it, and we saw all the good comments. And I think that is part of the contagion. We talked about Shepherdsville Pride, and I appreciate everybody that showed up, and it was just fun to be out there, and the kids had a good time. So a lot of Shepherdsville is going to be great. I can't tell you when we'll be yet. I know we have our theme, don't we?
I think I'm going to change it again.
So we
could
the
week before.
Let me tell you how this works. We can get things done with revenue and building aquatic centers, but we can't decide about our float for the Light Up Shepherdsville. We struggle with that. It's like we have to have like 25. We have 25 meetings and like Zoom calls and stuff. I don't know what we need to do here. Can we just figure that piece out? I mean, I know it's January, but sometime by March, can we ever figure it out?
This is where our taxes are going.
November 1st.
So November the 1st, we're going to find out. I can't wait that long. I don't know if I can get something from Amazon quick enough.
Yeah, he's got to see if he has a costume that matches.
Yeah, I'm going to have like a full closet of costumes. A couple more years. I'm going to have a full half my closet's going to be costumes. Or what I wear to work. Oh, wow. Okay. No, but anyway, so then we have our infamous, and I can't wait to talk about this one.
Kids Winterfest.
Oh yeah.
Which originally was it's not my event. It's my son Maximus.
Right.
He's 9.
Yes.
He'll be 10 this year.
Okay.
But last year, year before actually, because this past year was the second year for it. But 2 years ago, he went to Mayor. First, he came to me and said, "Mama, I want to have an event for the kids in Shepherdsville, all free. And I said, well, I'm not the person to talk to. You got to talk to Mayor.
Yeah.
So he had a one-on-one with Mayor.
I thrilled him.
He was.
I don't take it easy on 8-year-olds. He was 8 at the time. I don't care.
He sounds like a community planner in training.
Oh, definitely. When that night comes, he has his name tag on. He spends the whole day getting set up.
That's funny.
I grabbed him early from school this past year, and
it was great.
Because I said, if you're going to have this event, you're going to own it. So that means from the minute to the end, you're there setting up.
Yep.
You're there during, and then clean up.
Right.
And he owns it. I mean, this past year, it was the biggest one yet. And just to see the families come out, we went out to the foyer for him to announce that we, had opened. And there was no standing room in the foyer in front of the government center. Yeah, wow. It was packed. Yeah. And to hear the families come through the door saying, oh, thank you so much for having this event, it meant a lot to Max that, he could, we could provide something for the community that was all free. I mean, going from free pictures with Santa, free hot chocolate, free lemonade, pizza from Papa John's. Yeah. To just get back to the community, Max, he said it was phenomenal.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, if you saw the pictures, so going back to a couple of things that Amber said, first of all, I want people when they listen to these podcasts, we have fun. I mean, I would never have a podcast. I would just be so serious all the time. But I want people to understand that we are very focused on what we do in this community. And when Max first came to talk about it, it was like he was trying to find something to do during Christmas break. Yeah. For a lot of the kids, didn't have a lot going on. And so that was kind of his theme. He wanted to have something that, they could enjoy, some games and crafts and stuff, and then some food and pictures with Santa and some other things. This year was just phenomenal because it was such a large crowd, and we had even people giving gifts. We really had some really cool things, and it goes back to like even the City Fair Bullet Blast. We're trying to help our families understand. First of all, we love you. Mm-hmm. We care about our community, and when we can do things that we can put on that the families can enjoy and be thankful and appreciative, I think that's what we did see that. A lot of people did say thank you, and when they said thank you to me, I said, you need to talk to Amber and Max.
See that kid over there?
Go talk to him and tell him that, because it was really a very great experience. But it goes back to this is how we think. I was going to mention this when I wanted to get through our events, because this is what we do. This community planner position has expanded just like the mayor's position. We've added so much to these positions that we wanted to do. I mean, we put it on steroids when it comes to the community. You think about what we've done these first 2 years. It's going to be like this every year. We're going to have these events. People are going to plan their calendars. They'll probably plan their vacations around some of this, because these are good events that people like and they're family oriented. So I think from a community planner standpoint, I do always appreciate what Amber does. But I do think the one thing she does really well is communicate. And I think that's the thing. If you don't know what's going on in the city of Shepherdsville, then you got to be under a rock. Yeah. I mean, I say that, and I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but you've got to be under a rock.
A lot of times if I'm trying to find something, I just go to her page and just scroll down. I'm like, did she post about it?
Yeah, so you'll see it. And really, we want to talk about one thing here I'm going to mention. We'll already be in the program already, but we are going to have our this first year, our free baseball clinics for all ages and all kids to come out and learn about the skill sets to play the game, because that'll help kids when they get started. They learn about it, about a hitting stance and about how do you throw and how do you feel a baseball or a softball. The key to that is that when they come into tryouts, they're going to feel better about themselves and knowing a little bit more about it. And it does. It could be that connectivity that a kid might enjoy that sport more if they know a little bit more about it. So we're excited about that. I mean, those are things we're putting on.
I was going to say especially baseball, because I feel like if you don't know what's going on, if you just kind of stand out there in outfield and you just kind of get bored. I feel like that's how I used to do it in Little League. I'd stand out there and just be like,
you're the guy that, hey, get out of the grass. Stop playing in the mud, Travis.
No, I was the one who was like making like castles with my cleats at shortstop.
You were that kid. Okay. Well, the one important part about all of these clinics that we put on, they're free. We put these things on for parents. We do appreciate the parents. I always want to tell them thank you for bringing your kids out Saturday mornings with us, because the kids have a great time. And I think that's the piece that people need to understand, that, yes, we are building all these wonderful things, the playground, the aquatic center, and, all of the skate park. Skate park will be here in April this year. And so we're excited to have these things for kids. But these type of clinics that we put on to give the kids an opportunity, because, again, I never forget that it's tough. Hopefully as the new administration comes in at Washington, D.C., that we see a little less on the inflation piece, that people have a little more money in their pockets to do things for their family. But while they're waiting for that, the city here has a community planner and events that we're putting on so people can really enjoy what we have to offer. And again, making it affordable or free. And that's a big part of this. So with that said, again, another good year of things set up here. Amber's going to be involved a lot. This year's a very active year for us from a construction standpoint. We mentioned the skate park's going to be done in April, so there'll be a lot of information that Amber's going to get out. We've got people that want to volunteer. We've got 2 people that want to teach kids how to skateboard. And
oh, really?
They're not going to teach me because I ain't going to get on the damn skateboard. That's a no.
Just got to lean forward. Just lean forward.
Oh, no. Do you want me to say that? No. Bubble wrap.
I'll teach you how to ollie.
Oh, yeah, what?
That's about all I can do, but I can do that still.
No, I don't even know what ollie means.
That's where you just jump.
Yeah, I get it. No. Bubble wrap. Put me in bubble wrap. But no, it's going to be a fun time. So we really do have a lot of cool stuff going on. But I think for us, we're just excited that we're able to change the dynamics of this town. Because when I ran, I told people all the time, we've been a glorified truck stop for way too long. Way too long. And so now we've got so much coming on. A lot of the work was being done the first couple of years. You got to do the meetings and budgets and designs. And it's a lot. But now it's starting to see, people are starting to see construction. Yeah. They're going to see the construction in the park. That's a critical piece. And then the town square is going to be a piece of this in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I was going to say there's so many buildings down there that are being renovated on the inside now to where you don't see it necessarily right now on the outside, but it's coming.
There's a place going to have beer.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned that already or not, there's a place going to have beer. Adam, I'm waiting. When does the doors open? But I do think for us and for this community, we hope you appreciate what we do, but we always mention on this podcast, we have that email address again. What was that again?
yeswayjosemail@gmail.com.
But we want people to at least reach out to us. We do these, we have reoccurring guests as Amber, because these are people that do things in the community that I want you to know about. If you don't know Amber, like I said, get to know her. It's a great way to keep your calendar full and know what's going on when you're in the city. But I think for us, as we move forward, it's important for you guys to know out here when you listen to this program, tell us if you got ideas. There are maybe things that you can do. No, I'm not going to shave my head.
Hey, look, this podcast was just me with an idea. I was like, hey, I got an idea.
Yeah.
Never met you before. Yeah. Eli had met you like once or twice.
And he thought I was a great guy. Yeah, that's the kind of first impression I make with people.
He seemed like he liked you, so I was like, all right.
I gave him money.
I think he beat you in cornhole.
No. Well, I was a winner one year in cornhole.
Oh, okay. Maybe he won that year.
He did.
Yeah, okay.
And I won't forget that. He won't get a Christmas card next year. Yeah,
that's why he's fired.
That's why he's fired. That's why he hasn't been here, because I terminated him after winning in cornhole at the Halloween party.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, we don't like him. Yeah, and he was on my wife's team, and my wife whooped up on us.
That makes it even worse.
And Lynn has no idea about cornhole. She can't spell cornhole.
Be nice to her.
Oh, she could be listening to this podcast. Oh my God. No, but I think for us, it's an exciting time. 2025 is going to be another exciting year for the city. And I want people just to know that we appreciate you, and we're going to do everything we can to let people know. We're going to keep working on ideas to keep making things. We got disc golf that's going to come into play here. We've got the paintball that's being worked on right now, right? So we have a lot of things that are moving forward that if you don't have something you like to do here, we're going to find a way to put it in there. Remember, don't forget we're still working on a bowling alley. Don't forget we're working on a driving range. These are a gun range. We're looking to try to have things here, but some of these things are private investment. We have the city's
can't all
investment.
Be public. Yeah,
and I want to say this probably in every podcast. We borrowed $30 million. We're going to infuse $8 more million over the next couple of years, over this first 4 years of being in this administration, and we did not raise one penny in taxes.
Yeah.
I want people to hear that, and if I have to say that in every podcast and everywhere I'm at, because I need people to know we're managing the money in a way that we can reinvest to this community.
Right.
And I think that's important. And as a mayor, you're trying to find ways to make sure people see the value, and we do. We see it when we're talking to people on the streets. They're very excited about what's going on, and I think that's my reward, is that people are excited about things that are coming here to our community.
Absolutely.
We have good communities around us, but why can't Shepherdsville be like that?
Yeah, right.
So, with that said, though, we do this. Amber, thank you so much for what you've done so far.
One more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I forgot, back in March, we have our Veterans Parade on March 29th.
Oh, my. Thank you, Miss Amber. That's what you're here for. To remind us
it's okay. You were just bringing them all off the dome. So
off
it's
the
fine.
dome it went. All right. So, but seriously, that's very important. March the 29th. Everybody needs to mark that on the calendar. It is Vietnam Veterans Day. And on that day, it's a Saturday, we're actually doing our first parade to recognize all those who enlisted and not just actually served in Vietnam, but anybody that actually enlisted during that time. We want to recognize you because, when you sign your name, you don't know where you're going. You have no idea. You've just obligated your services to the country.
Enlisted or drafted.
That's right.
Yeah.
At that point, they were drafting.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for people to understand that, our country, it's part of our country time that we probably didn't do a great job of recognizing our veterans during that era.
Right, yeah.
Well, we're not going to forget that here in Shepherdsville.
Yep.
And we had a great wall that we had the replica of the Vietnam Wall here this last summer. And it was probably the most heartwarming event that we did all year. It really was, because a lot of people just thanked us, because some people can't get to Washington, D.C. to see that wall.
Right.
And they had that. We had the wall, and we had the cost of freedom, a number of the different conflicts that people didn't even know we were in, that people lost their lives.
Yeah, those were cool, walking around seeing different, you're like, I've never even heard of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so thank you. I mean, I just think we need to recognize that we live in the greatest country in the world. And we have so many people that have served and sacrificed their lives to make this happen. So we need to stop. We need to stop and recognize March the 29th is going to be a Vietnam Veterans Parade, and it's going to be a great time. So it is exciting. It's really the first event we're having of the year, and it's going to be the most memorable because it does recognize a lot of folks that, and some of them are not with us no more, because if you start looking at the age and the chronological time that this happened, we have some folks that are no longer with us. But
and a lot of the stuff that they dealt with over there too, all the Agent Orange stuff and all that. Yeah.
My dad served twice in Vietnam, and so we want to recognize everybody that did actually serve during that time. So with that said, thank you very much, Miss Amber.
You're welcome.
And another great show. I realize that we can do great shows without Eli.
Yeah, no, we don't need him.
No, I mean,
he helps carry the bags.
Oh, so we need him as a service help.
I need him.
So you need him for that. But anyway, no, it's all good. Listen, for everybody here, thank you for always listening. We appreciate that you spent some time with us. We've actually got a significant amount more views, and we're moving along here.
Yeah, we're moving on up.
And I hope people at least will take a time to listen to a little bit of it, because we do want you to know that we love our city, we love our community, and we're going to continue to work as a team to get things done. But we always know what we finish up with, and Amber knows more than anybody what we finish up our show with. So on 1, 2, 3, are you ready, Miss Amber?
I am.
1, 2, 3.
Love, peace, chicken grease.
Thank you all for listening.